Thing. I was watching a podcast. Nikki Glazer, comedian, runs it, and she had on Whitney Cummings. Okay, so Nikki is single, and Whitney Cummings is engaged, and all these women are in their 30s and like just trying to hook a man, right? They know they're getting going rotten shortly, and they're trying to get the best guy they can into a marriage. Cool. So Nikki Glazer says, "Hey, like I see ugly dudes with millions of dollars, with beautiful women all the time. Well, I've got millions of dollars, so I feel like I should be batting higher than, I should be pulling in a guy who's out of my league because I've invested all my time into this, career in entertainment. So, I should be, bringing home a model or
Who's
something."
Whitney? I gotta look up Whitney Cummings.
It's Nikki Glazer who said this. Whitney Cummings is
Oh,
pretty, but she's also 30 something. Anyway, so she wants to get someone who I would call Nikki. Are you looking at her right now, Nikki Glazer?
yeah, she's not
Drop a
in
number
any
on
way,
her.
shape, or all right, from the Google search images page,
Right?
she's a soft five. She's a 5.
A
I don't think
5.
she's anywhere near and this is on a true 1 to 10 scale where she's average looking. She's like true 1 to 10, where 1 is just a behemoth of a character and 10 is insurmountably pretty. She's like, there's redeemable qualities about her, but I'm not like gonna fantasize over her,
I agree with
Yeah,
that last
yeah.
part. I just gave her a higher number.
Can you look a picture of her? Because I'm not familiar with her. I don't really watch a lot of
Here's
female
a
comics.
giant one, but I like this is just a picture of her on Howard
I know
Stern.
Whitney Cummings, but
Does that work for you?
oh,
Yeah. So I would have dropped like a 7 on her, but you're in LA and you may have a whole different set of
Yeah.
standards.
I do have the LA scale versus
Right.
the North Carolinian scale.
Right. So anyway, she wants to get someone hotter than she is, and I could see where she's coming from with her millions. And Whitney Cummings replied like this. He says, "Have you ever dated a hot guy? Like a really hot guy for a long time?" And Nikki's like, she said no in a weird way that said her boyfriend's not hot. And Whitney's like, "Take it from me. They stop being hot guys. You go out with the same guy for 2 years and they're just a guy. Like you see their flaws, you associate him with this unclean underwear or whatever, so I wonder, I forget.
What is that? That just sounds like everybody. Like you live with somebody long enough and you're going to see the side that isn't very pretty, like a pretty face.
So it goes to how high a priority is being hot, like in a long-term relationship, in a spouse. And I had never thought of it. I never looked at it through that lens before. And it was interesting to me. Like Whitney Cummings has dated model level guys. And she's like, yeah, after a while that stops being an asset. It's like, that's interesting. Kyle's like, nope, I appreciate that onto the end.
I mean, I appreciate, yeah.
Like, I don't.
First of all, I think she's
how to bring. Have you ever had
Nikki
like
Glaser,
a 6-year relationship? That's this guy. Have you dated the same person for 6 years?
3.5 for me.
For 6?
Yeah. So I thought it might be no. I wonder if you looked at it.
3.
They go bad after 3. So if you had dated someone for 6 years, like if you had that lens to look through, if you would have a different value on pretty.
I mean,
just
if I kept a dead body in my living for after 6 years, I'd be like, that's Ted. I'm used to him now. The smell stopped a year ago. Like anything after 6 years, you can get used to anything for it. That's I'm not co-signing with this
Okay,
no, absolutely not.
I don't know. Yeah, that's a weird. Also, let's not like. She's not so ugly that she should be having this conversation about like, why can't I find a guy who is hotter than me that would be interested in my millions? Also, is there not like a weird, I don't want to, is it not a stereotype that the ugly, balding, multimillionaire dude is got the bombshell wife because there is that inherent like gold digger stereotype? Are there gold digging dudes out there that are at the same, like, I mean, there are, but are they in the same level of like I could give me $10 million. I could go find a wife in like an hour in Los Angeles. But like, could the same person do that with a dude?
Yeah, if she knew where to look, I feel like physical trainers are a good place to start. If I'm her, I'm getting myself a nice
self-declared
physical trainer.
photographers on Instagram is where I'm looking for hot dudes. Right? That photographer is a career.
We're
that
looking for
can
hot
mean,
straight dudes, Woody.
you gotta get
Not a dude for you, a dude for her.
It's a career that it can mean lots of training and years of schooling and a fine arts degree, and it can also be a dude with an iPhone who claims to be a photographer jumping off of yachts and is with no shirt on. That second one will date you for millions.
Yeah, you want yourself a physical trainer. Those guys are always good looking.
That's smart.
They take care of themselves. That's the dude you're looking for. I feel like women are real shitty creatures. I feel like Whitney Cummings was literally like, no, that's the pool of men that I'm after. Stay away.
She's already engaged. No, you're off target on that.
Sure she is for now. We'll see. We'll see how long that lasts.
They were all talking to her like she was the fountain of wisdom in the room. They're like, how did you get a guy to propose? Tell me more. And she's like, I read this book and that book on how to be what guys want. And it was pretty interesting.
Well, I'm hilarious and I'm a millionaire.
A shit tier individual.
She's a hilarious, attractive woman who's a millionaire. Oh, it was so hard. I had to read so many books. What?
Yeah, what? I'm looking at her. So I'm not good with names or faces. She's fine. Like
This is Whitney Cummings we're looking at?
Yeah.
We're talking about Whitney Cummings, or are we back on Nikki?
I think Nikki is more attractive than Whitney Cummings, but also
interesting.
Yeah, I do too. Whitney Cummings has this well, she looks a bit mannish. She looks like she's had plastic surgery, even though she hasn't.
I hope that she never sees this show. Like, so look,
I mean,
there's a chance. You don't know. She's not like Brad Pitt or something. But
Whitney, you're a cunt. And we hate you.
Every time I see Whitney, I think that she's really hot. And in these still photos, now I think that she is an absolute master of like posture and makeup and the things that make you seem hot.
Sure. I mean, I also like if you're watching
as much white light on her face as possible to be attractive.
Yeah, her hotness.
Like in black and white, nice. She's an 8. In color, I don't know about this. In color outdoors, oh my God, how did that man get out here? She looks very masculine.
Is it not crazy to think that you were talking about how like you live with somebody for 6 years, maybe it's not like that important that they're super attractive off the rip, and maybe, you look for other things. Is it not conceivable that once you hit like your 30s, you're no longer looking for the hottest dude on the block, but you're looking for like financial stability and like long-term commitment? Because Lord knows when you're finding like a 50, 60, 70-year-old, why is that photo so strange? It's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, she gets a lot of Botox, so she looks pretty fucked.
She's never had plastic surgery.
Botox.
No, that definitely looks like Botox. She's super smooth skin, like really smooth. She's openly admitted to having Botox injections.
Okay.
Yeah. What you didn't admit to are her fake tits. Yeah, she's.
Where did you get that? She has fake tits, but she freely admits
it's in
to
the comments.
We're just reading.
Oh no, she does a whole comedy routine about her tits. They're fake.
Oh.
She had an eating disorder as a teenager, and I guess I didn't know this, but when you have an eating disorder as a teenager, your boobs grow in asymmetrically. So she just made fun of her own boobs in a really like a rough way. Like this one's oblong and terrible. Do you like baseball and golf? And like that's her routine. So
all right, sports fans, let's head to the bedroom.
She's had 3 plastic surgeries on her boobs, and on the last one, they botched her surgery. They cut a muscle. I don't know what it looks like, but I guess it created some asymmetry. And she's just kind of grown to accept that where she is now is where she's going to stay. They're not perfect. And
damaged goods. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, she does admit to the boob job. And that's
it definitely helps if you're fucking hilarious and like a tried and true good comedian too. Like I feel like it's the sum of her parts. There's a lot of positives there that like could outweigh any negatives. So I don't know why Nikki was so flabbergasted that she has locked down a guy.
That's funny. I don't think I value the hilarious comedian thing at all. Well, different people have different bullseyes that they're looking for, but
yeah, I like to be able to have a fun conversation with somebody. You got to be witty and with it,
Yeah.
and you've got to be funny.
Need good banter.
Yeah, if you don't get my jokes, we're gonna have a problem here. And you should be able to make me laugh too. That's the most. It's like the second most important thing.
I feel like if I date Nikki Glaser and I consider her some level of professional communicator and witty and whatever, I lose every debate. I'm not sure that's what I'm going for. I don't know that I want.
Well, I'm not a weak beta male, Woody. Like, I'll take my loss.
Yeah, you've nailed me. I don't know that I don't know that I want Nikki Glaser like every day on every topic. Yeah, like that might be a pain.
I want somebody I can browbeat, just really put my thumb on it.
Woody's like, I need an idiot. I need somebody sub 100 IQ. I just need
not any dumbest. Of that. But yeah, I don't know. She's a fucking word ninja.
I'm much more interested in
that feels high maintenance.
Much more interested in Nikki than I am in Whitney. If that means anything.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, I scrolled through, and the other thing is, like, I'm sure somebody will pull up a picture of Whitney that looks, oh my God, she's gorgeous. And I bet it's like a 6-year-old picture where she just had her makeup professionally done and she's in an award show. You know what I mean? Like, if you take the aggregate of all of her photos and compare them to the aggregate of all of Nikki's, it's not even close. Nikki's a much more attractive individual, but yeah, the idea of getting of her being able to get a man more attractive than she normally would have if she weren't a millionaire is definitely true. Yeah.
If you have more money, it's easier to get people to lock down than if you have less money. If all attributes are the same, that's just fact, I would assume.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Doesn't seem that shocking.
Yeah, I don't really care if a girl has money or drives a nice car though. Like isn't that interesting how like men just don't give a shit? Like I was driving.
There's a study about that.
I was in traffic the other day and I saw a very pretty girl driving a real piece of shit car. Like it looked dangerous to be in. And I was just like, I wouldn't care. Like park at my drive, I wouldn't care at all. But I was thinking, like, if the roles were reversed and I were in that piece of shit and she were in my car driving past, like I bet she'd be like, ew.
That goes all the way back to the caveman, right? Like
that guy
can't bring home resources. That guy is not much of a provider. I don't know that I'll even be safe from burglars with that guy in his old school Grand Prix.
I'm sure nobody
beta male fucked hard with unable to provide for himself.
I mean, I think that for at least for me, I would greatly prefer, even when I'm on Tinder or Raya or whatever, you need a job. Like I need you to have some idea of where you're going or something you're working towards. So if you're in school, like ideally, you're right. There is a conceivable way where that is not something that I need, but that would be a nice thing. However, I'm not like, if you're bringing home $250,000 a year and you're a high profile lawyer, that's not necessarily more attractive to me than somebody who's, working a restaurant, but has, equal qualities. At least you have something going for you. So that's good. Knock that one off it's not like high on my priorities list.
Yeah. There's a point of diminishing returns there with successful women too, because like, I think it will come off as sexist or misogynistic or something, but I feel like she's not going to have enough time for me if she's got her own full career. Like if she was literally what you said, like a successful lawyer, like, wow, you've got a lot going on other than me.
That's I want somebody to ignore me and make a ton of money. like just in my living room while I'm live streaming. Let me look over and see you answering emails. We'll lock eyes. I'll smile. And then I'll talk to you in 6 hours.
Jordan Peterson talks about the thing Kyle mentioned. He says that women tend to date at their level and higher. And if they're, elite lawyers, for example, there's not a lot of talent pool higher than that. And guys tend to date at their level and lower. So you could get almost anyone if you're, that same attorney. And when I heard it, Jordan Peterson and his magic spell made me think I already thought that and knew that because that's what he does somehow.
Yeah.
But I thought that was interesting. The